everybody, it's Heather and welcome back to Mystic Musings. I have been gone for a hot minute. I wanted to just hop on today and talk to you guys about one of my experiences, an experience that I personally had Halloween weekend in Philadelphia. I went to Terror Behind the Walls, which is the haunted house attraction that Eastern State Penitentiary puts on every year. For anyone who watches a lot of YouTube, if you like any of the beauty gurus, specifically the special effects beauty gurus, then I'm sure you follow Glam and Gore. Mikey used to do the makeup there. So that was really neat. It was kind of all these things I like sort of coming together in one place. I'll link a video down below that I did a long time ago that included Eastern State Penitentiary. I think it was one of my first videos. And I so badly wanted to visit this place. It's always been somewhere that I hoped to get to, and so to be able to do it over Halloween was really neat and strange. I'd like to go back at some point and just tour it in its normal state, but until then this was so fun. So let's get into it. So the reputation actually that it has is it's supposed to be the scariest haunted house attraction in the US. Immediately, I knew that it wasn't going to be because McMamey Manor, that personally for me would be the scariest place that I could think of, because I did a video a couple years back on all the scary haunted houses in the US, and that was one that topped the list for me. If you watched it or if you just heard of it in general, you have to sign all these releases because they touch you, they feed you like rotten foods, they can tie you up, they can just do things that most haunted house attractions don't do because they don't surpass kind of that line that's just understood. So I was like still nervous and excited, but I also knew that it couldn't actually be the scariest because nothing could touch that. So I felt like it was really well organized in the sense that you could choose, you know, if they could touch you, if the actors could touch you and grab you and actually take you into like secret rooms or secret places, or if they could throw you, for example, in a dentist chair and put a drill in your mouth. You just wore a glow necklace. If you didn't want to be touched, if you just wanted to like go experience it and be freaked out in general, you just didn't wear one, and it was simple as that. And they were very, very good about it. There were so many times that I actually saw some of the actors go to grab somebody and like realize that they didn't have a necklace. At one point I actually heard some guy break character completely and go, "Oh, no necklace." but otherwise it was really good. Now all the dogs are in here. One of the things I also really liked about it was that when you were waiting outside, it was a long wait. These things sell out really quickly. So if you were lucky enough to get a ticket, you were still going to have a pretty long line, and they do it in waves. So when, while you're waiting outside, you have the atmosphere. I mean, they put out these really cool gargoyles over the front. And of course, just the front in general is just beautiful and eerie, and you know that there's so much history and darkness inside, and it's really cool. But so while you're waiting, they have some of the actors very casually sort of coming around, and all of a sudden, they'll go up to you and scare you, and that was really fun because I mean immediately it's setting the mood, and it's kind of getting you ready to be freaked out, and it's also giving you an idea of the level of scare that's going to be inside. And for the most part, it was just like awesome FX makeup, really, really good. Lots of like burns and zombie stuff. But there was actually one guy on stilts, and he had this amazing makeup, and he had one contact that made his eye look like it wasn't really there, and it was just so neat. Thing I hadn't seen before. Maybe a bunch of you were like, yeah, everyone has stilts. For me, it was neat. I enjoyed it. That's my opinion. Again, they have people all throughout who are waiting to scare you, waiting to freak you out, but they're also really good sports. Because I was there with my fiance, and actually we would usually be like, "Can we take a selfie with you?" And they wouldn't break character, but they would go ahead and get up next to us and pose. And so that was neat. I appreciated that. When you went to start to go inside, you could walk by some of the actors and they would put blood on your face if you wanted, or they would just not. That was also when you got your glow sticks. So it was really well done. It was really neat. And one of the things I found the most interesting about it was that it wasn't just a one-themed haunted house. You know, like here in Florida, you have your Halloween Horror Nights, and it's themes. Like this year, I know they were doing American Horror Story and The Exorcist and Walking Dead. But it was, you know, those are the themes, and they're very specific. These were a lot more sort of abstract. One of them was like creepy clowns, which I thought was very timely. But what was so neat about that one was that everything was like glow-in-the-dark paint, and so they really took advantage of that. So everything was black except for the neon paint. So they would have some of the actors in all black, kind of hiding in corners. So as you went to walk around these corners, you didn't know that anyone was there at all, and then suddenly they would come out at you, and so that was really neat. They were just very aware of their environments. They planned the set so well. I thought it was just really cool. They had people doing all sorts of stunts. There was one guy who kind of came off of a bungee and would like go and hit a wall and come back, and it seemed like he was gonna just like full on body slam you, but it was really neat. For the people who had the glow sticks, there were times when suddenly you would be pushed down a slide that you didn't even notice, and into a ball pit, and then you would be pushed into a cell and then come out somewhere else. But it was just really, really cool. I thought that the price was pretty fair, and there was one thing I wish that we had done, but our wave was the latest because of how quickly it sold out, so we weren't able to. But they do like a bar in Al Capone's cell afterwards. I think the latest that you can go, I think it closes like at 10:30. So if you're not out by then, you don't get to partake. But I think it was only like maybe an extra $20. I wanted to do it so badly, wasn't able to. But it was fun. And then actually, while we were leaving, I definitely was a tourist, went to the gift shop, got a jacket, did the things. But while we were checking out, I looked outside, and actually a bunch of the actors had broken into like a flash mob zombie dance, which was really cool. Was it scary at all? I guess it depends who you are. For me, it definitely had a lot of jump scares. I'm a jumpy person in general. I'm kind of like that person in a quiet room. If you sneeze, I'm gonna jump. So certainly it was jumpy, but I don't know that I would call it scary. But it was a lot of fun. It was really well done. I don't think that they went overboard with anything. I know I've definitely seen some haunted attractions where it's almost like they thought that the more scab blood they added, the more, special effects they put on, that would just like take it over the edge, when in reality it actually kind of took you out of it because it was so overdone that it couldn't be scary because you were so aware of how fake it was. So I liked this a lot. I thought it was awesome. I loved it. So definitely go if you can, and let me know in the comments below where I should go next year. And it's so good to be back. Hopefully I will get more on top of my video making again. Life's crazy. So sorry I've been gone for a minute. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!